Hello Royals, and welcome to the Party Princess CommuniTea, where every crown has its story and we celebrate the joys, achievements, and quirks of being a character entertainer. June is finally here, so that means that summer is declared officially started, and that means that it is busy season for us. Kids are off of school, and there are a lot of businesses, municipalities, and towns looking to create family-friendly events and entertainment for said events. So in this episode, we are going to be talking about all of those things that we can offer for those events, characters, and even mermaids. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a little tea, and let's go ahead and discuss everything from this episode. Greetings to everybody who doesn't know who I am. Hi, my name is Shirley, better known as Happy Blonde on social media. I am the company owner of Pixie Dusted, located in Puerto Rico, and I am your guide to the princess lifestyle, performance, and fashion. But today, let's start discussing our sips of tea. Guanabana tea is my favorite tea in the entire planet. I absolutely love this cup, and I brought forward this mug because we are going to be talking about characters found in this mug. What are the characters that you can put forth for summer offerings? And obviously, our first answer is going to be Ariel. Ariel, whether that is in her animated form or in the new live action form, is the #1 character for summer parties and events. If you have an Ariel in a walking tail or in a mermaid tail, be sure to tell the municipality, business, or client who is booking how your tail functions, because there are a lot of people who are going to book Ariel in her mermaid form, but they don't know if she can move or not. So definitely let your clients know beforehand. And if you do offer her in her seafoam dress or any other dress form, be sure to tell the client if they would like to see a picture. I personally have a party that I have to attend to a little bit later after filming this, and the client did not know how Ariel looked because obviously the dress is not featured in the movie, so I have to provide a photo. The second character that is going to be really popular this summer is going to be Moana. Obviously now Moana has two costumes, the orange costume from Moana 1 and the wine costume from Moana 2. So also ask your clients, if you offer both versions, which version they would like. Sometimes if they don't know what version they want to offer, I say go with the classic, or ask them what is their party decor. Sometimes they buy Moana 2 decor and then they ask for whichever Moana you throw in, orange costume Moana, and she looks a little mismatched with the decoration and the party favors. So you can easily ask them what are their decorations so that you can help them match the aesthetic and the vibe a whole lot better. Another character that I feel is not really popular for summer, but she fits in quite nicely, is indeed Merida. Merida is very free-spirited, and obviously she is going to be absolutely perfect for big summer events where there are a lot of dynamic activities, maybe even some archery involved. So definitely offering Merida is a good tactic for this summer. I'd say that kicking in Snow White would also be good. Snow White is a very spring princess. However, with the new live action, even though it was indeed a flop, she is still pretty popular in people's minds, and they would maybe want a classic princess, and Snow White is a great alternative for summer. Lilo and Stitch. This is where the tea comes in. There are companies that are offering Lilo and Stitch for their character companies. If you are going to offer Lilo and Stitch, be sure to consider all of your costume alternatives that fit with your company's aesthetic, clientele, and budget. And know that it is totally fine if you want to skip out on offering Lilo and Stitch for the summer, because even though the movie is incredibly popular right now, the fever may die down and it may not be a costume you would want to invest in the first place. If you want more information on that, definitely check out my Instagram and TikTok video. Stepping out of the royalty for just a second, I feel like a wonderful character to offer instead of the princesses for the summer is Barbie. I feel like Barbie's holiday is indeed the summertime. She is a very summer character and you can have her in various costume forms. So offering Barbie as well is a wonderful opportunity. The last character that you can offer that goes away from the Disney branding and away from the other heroines in Barbie is indeed original mermaids. Offering original characters gives you such immense creative liberty. You do not only choose how this character looks, sounds, what their backstory is, but you also have the liberty of giving them a name with other characters that they fit in well to, and it takes you away from intellectual property and it makes it exclusive and your own. And what better time to offer mermaids than the summertime? They are the perfect original character to premiere. Even if you don't have it planned and this is coming out on June 6th, you still have time to put forward original mermaids. And offering original mermaids sounds fun, but it can also be a little bit stressful. So for that, I brought forth a Mermaid Professional from Britt Renee Creative. Britt is a professional mermaid and she is here to talk to us a little bit about her career as a professional mermaid and give us some tips and tricks for us companies who want to put forth original mermaid characters for the summer. Let's hear it out.
Britt, briefly tell us about your experience as a professional mermaid.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I feel like it sounds like it's been forever, but not really. I have always loved swimming, and when I wanted to offer the Little Mermaid as an actual mermaid to be in a pool, I really dove into, no pun intended, I really dove in and made sure to research and dive even more into the world of mermaids and what everyone suggests or even recommends to do to keep everyone safe, and most importantly, yourself, because as much as you do want to keep everyone else safe, sometimes you end up being number one, and I don't want that to sound like conceited or anything like that.
When you started Britt Renee, you did not have mermaids right off the bat.
I did not, because I had started back at the very end of 2018, and there just came to be a point where I was like, I really want to get more into mermaids. Don't know really how to do it besides just researching mermaids, how to become a mermaid. You just grow a fin. What? So obviously there's more to that.
And
there's stories to come with that.
You are certified, right?
I am certified. I'm actually certified through Patty, even though I do know that there are a couple other companies, but I know specifically Patty, PADI, has an actual mermaid certification class, and SSI, they have a mermaid certification class. That sounded repetitive, but yes.
That is wonderful.
Those are very reputable brands to mention and that are safe and are aware of like the ocean and just everything that goes along with mermaids.
Absolutely. No, we need to take care of ourselves, which honestly brings me to my next question. What are your recommendations for princesses who, just like yourself, suddenly said, you know what, I want to offer mermaid parties at my character company?
Number one thing, you really do need to be certified and have an assistant / mer wrangler. That's a fun term that we like to use. That is lifeguard certified, or at least CPR. So definitely you do need insurance for yourself, and you must always have an assistant that is preferably lifeguard certified. Otherwise, at least CPR. And you should also be a strong swimmer and know how to swim with a monofin attached to you. I even personally did start out with just a monofin when I started learning mermaiding. It was back in 2021, even though I knew that I was a strong swimmer. And like just a minute ago, I am certified free diver along with being mermaid certified. I feel like sometimes people don't realize that you can be mermaid certified, and that's because of learning extra scenarios to keep yourself safe.
Do you have any other recommendation in terms of what they need to get? Because I know that there are so many girls that are like, okay, well, I'm gonna get like a really cheap monofin, and I'm just gonna like squeeze myself into the tiniest tail that I can find, and everything's gonna be okay. Or the tail can be big on me, and everything's gonna be okay.
It can't be, it definitely cannot be too big on you, because that would add extra drag and that would just cause more accidents and other things to happen. I do know I want to bring up safety hazards in general, and even at the beginning of birthday parties, or at least just anything that involves kids wanting to be in the water with you, I always do a big speech about what we can do in the water and what we can't do with the mermaid. For example, we do not pull on the mermaid. We also do not pull on any part of the mermaid, including her fluke, which is the tip of the tail, and we do not ride on her back, because I have heard of other stories.
I honestly have been inside of a monofin just for Ariel. We do not swim at my own mermaid parties, but Ariel is a workout on herself.
Oh yeah.
Mermaiding is indeed a workout on itself. So is there a tip that you have for performers to prepare their bodies? Because mermaid parties can take an hour or longer if you're doing a meet and greet, and
Right.
it can be really strenuous on your body. So what are those tips that you recommend?
I feel like my first easiest thought is to easily stretch some, especially like your ankles, because pertaining to which monofin you're in, some can be a little bit more comfortable than others. But stretching, and if you are actually swimming, even in shallow water, it's good to sort of like decompress and do a couple breath ups just in case, to calm your nerves as well. So
Does your makeup and wig work the same way as whenever you're a princess?
the same way? Well, I mean, my brain is initially going to what I naturally do with my characters. Ariel, she doesn't go underwater.
Okay.
With my regular mermaid, Britt, because I decided in the very beginning, because I already do the princesses, dressing up as them and everything, I don't wear wigs as a mermaid swimming, because one, that's less of a headache, and two, it would take extra pins and possibly gluing as well, and I'm not a big fan of glue on my...
Yeah, honestly, it's not for everybody, and it is an expensive service to provide whenever you do have to start upgrading the way that your performer preps. You do have to start upgrading the price, and I know that that is a price that not everybody will pay,
Very true.
specifically for a birthday party, maybe for an event. Do you set your makeup though the same way whenever you go underwater?
The biggest thing with underwater, just don't touch your face. As long as you still set your makeup, it should be fine. But I know there's so many different takes on how to do your makeup and here and there. But I have learned, though, to do a good primer and a good setting spray, and don't touch your face. You should be fine. Like, that's been my situation, so... And I've learned not to touch, and I've still looked pretty good. And I'm like, oh, I could go do a photo shoot right now above water, because I still look decent enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, because honestly, I feel like that is going to be everybody's greatest question. Like, oh my gosh, does my makeup work the same way? And knowing that touching your face is against, you know...
And I'm a big face toucher. So it's been a challenge. But I do know also being aware of what products you are using, because I know not everybody is a fan of waterproof stuff, because it is a little bit harder to get off. That does help, though. It does.
Wonderful. So, as a closing statement, because I know that you have so many mermaid tails and accessories, comparing party princessing, working a party as a princess to working as a mermaid, do you incline more towards one or the other, or is there a pro that mermaiding has that maybe party princessing doesn't?
As my mermaid self, sometimes I have a little bit more fun because I get to be fully me. And I know that's perfectly fine to do. But I do also take bits and pieces from specific characters and Ariel sometimes too, where it's like, I don't know her personally, but I have met her and she seems amazing. Tell me about her.
Absolutely love that. And I know that you relate a lot to Anna in terms of personality. So I know that you pull a lot from her. I know you have so many tails that I absolutely adore. Is the blue and the purple one your favorite?
My first original one, that's not my Ariel one, I want to say it's my favorite just because it is my first tail. Because it's like, it's sort of like a gradient of like purplish, pink, blue. Otherwise, my other like darker colored, because those are easier to clean. I've learned lighter colors, depending where you swim, especially in the Florida springs, you can get algae on your tails, but if you at least know how to clean it, then it should come out. But I've had one or two instances where it's like, this will not come out of my tail.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that is a wonderful idea that you just gave me. For everybody watching this, I am going to put a link in the description with Britt's top tips on how to clean your tail, because cleaning tails sounds as strenuous as cleaning petticoats. Well, this has been absolutely wonderful. I hope that everybody feels inspired to add their own mermaids to their company lineup, because it is absolutely amazing to just expand our company horizons. And now we're going to switch off to the next segment.
Whispers in the kingdom, far and low, there are some things we want to know. There is a certain miracle sister that was on the spotlight, and the question for the community was, is Mirabelle's light fading? And 74% of you said that indeed her light is fading. She is not as popular with kids anymore, and you are hardly getting any bookings. So my personal recommendation is, if you are an upcoming company and you are looking to invest in a character, Mirabelle and her sisters are definitely not the way to go. And if you are a company who already has Mirabelle, I would stop my plans of upgrading her until you get more bookings, same as new companies. Do not invest in a character's costume or upgrade until you have enough bookings that you can get your income back and double it later on. Mirabelle is a very fun character that I truly hoped would pick up with the new Disney on Ice show, but unfortunately that is not the case, and we are quickly gravitating back towards the Frozen Sisters popularity. Leave in the comments section what other character in your company is fading just a tad bit, and let's go ahead and discuss one of my top tips for this summer. One of my greatest tips for the summer is to contact your local municipality. Trust me, they are going to want to be putting out a lot of festivals and, again, family-friendly events for the summer. So when you are putting out these events, consider meet and greets, splash party events where you host certain kinds of games or have the characters appear and do certain kinds of games. For us, we tend to do field day style events and Zumba classes with Ariel and Moana. That is very popular as well.
But now I want to take a moment and celebrate your crown moments. Maxine Hillard from My Once Upon a Time in California recently had her very first solo party. She has been doing group events and parties for a very long time, but this time the magic was up to her, and we are incredibly proud of her for that achievement. Next up, I'd love to feature Hailey Wolfe, working at Enchanted events Conroe and Fairest of All parties in Houston. She recently began exploring party princessing as a princess content creator on TikTok. I have loved seeing her content, and if you haven't followed her already, definitely go ahead and do and support her. I love that there are other Party Princess content creators in our community, and we can all learn and grow from each other. Last but not least, Michaela Lee, working in Brown Beauty Magic in South Carolina, recently got to sing in public as Snow White. Snow White is one of the hardest princesses to sing as, and singing in public at a mall is very, very nerve-wracking, and she sounded absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and listen to her magic for a moment.
There have been so many wonderful achievements this past month in our community, and if you want to be featured or you want to celebrate your achievement, definitely let me know. Send me a message, whether on Instagram or through my email, with your achievement to be featured in the next Crown Moment Party Princess CommuniTea episode. This episode has been so packed with information, achievements, and all the fun and quirks of our beautiful community and job. Making magic is absolutely wonderful, but before we leave and before I finish my tea, I do want to give you guys a tea time task. A little something for you to do at home with your own character company. So after finishing this video, I want you to go over and create a post, whether that is a picture or a graphic art of a summer service or a summer character that you are going to be putting out for your company. Post it and tag me so that I can celebrate your wins and know that you actually fulfilled your tea time task. I honestly hope that you have loved this June episode. Happy Blonde signing off for the first episode of the Party Princess community. I am so happy that I get to do this and unite the community. I have always wanted to be a person to help out others, specifically make not the same mistakes I made. And again, uniting everybody and celebrating our magic is one of the things that makes me the happiest, because I know that whenever I have an achievement, I want to be celebrated and I want to celebrate you as well. So I truly hope that this community keeps on growing, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!
Thank you.